Okay.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. The first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
And that's the beginning of Dragon Age Origins. So I noticed that Dragon Age Origin finally had made its way to GOG.com. And I have this on Origin, I have this on Steam, and now I have it on GOG. And the reason simply for that is that Origin is terrible at updating. Absolutely terrible at updates. Steam is better, but GOG is DRM free after all, and I like that. I like that a lot. So, yeah, I decided I was going to go and get it. It's nice and cheap enough, and I had a little bit of cash spare for this, so I decided to go pick it up at GOG, which is great. The idea today is, or the idea with this actually, I'll admit, I have played Dragon Age Origin a lot. I have played all the Dragon Age games now, but I've not played them right the way through to completion. So I'm going to play Dragon Age Origins as completely as I possibly can. I'm going to try and explore as much of the world as possible, and I am going to try and do as much as possible with the game, and complete as many quests, as many side quests as possible. It's something I've not tried before, but I reckon, every Sunday if I put a couple of hours into it, I should be able to do that. It's a nice little project to try. So, we're going to start off. I am going to be playing a rogue on this run through, and of course I am going to be starting human, simply because looking at the benefits of each race, which, while it does tell you down here just about, you have to scroll beyond the fold. Elves, they're great. Bit of willpower, bit of magic. They really do lend themselves better to magic users, and I don't really want to play a magic user with this playthrough. Dwarves, again, strength, dexterity, constitution. They really lend themselves better to warriors. So I'm going to go human, and I am going to go... Yeah, we're definitely going to go with a rogue. And of course then you have no other option but to be a human noble. Which, you know, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Let's just see what's going on. Okay, so yes, we are going to play through as a human noble. He's going to be a rogue.
Greetings.
Now let's have a look. What can we do? This is always the best bit, isn't it? Customizing your character. Any RPG, anybody... Oh, look at that. That's a tremendous beard, isn't it? God, it's nice to be playing this again. That hairstyle, I like the hairstyle. We'll go with that. He's a noble. He won't have seen too much. He's not too battle-hardened after all, so... I always thought that's a bit weird. You know, he looks a bit gruff. He looks a bit rough around the edges. He's meant to be younger son, isn't he? So, or younger daughter if you play female. And he won't have seen too much. You know, he's quite sheltered. So let's get him quite pale. Let's go for hair. Let's get rid of the beard. I think for a younger character, beardless. Although there is one, if I remember rightly, there's one that's got tremendous sideburns. There we go. Let's go with that, shall we? I think that looks pretty cool. And let's go. Let's have a look what colours we've got. I'm wondering about. I wonder about redhead, maybe. Yeah, there's not too many options, so I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go there. I think that's not too bad a colour. It'll go with our blood dragon armour as well. Eyes. As we are. The nose, though, I mean, look at that nose. That is a nose and a half. That is. I think let's just flat. Oh, goodness me. They get worse. I do love that. It's just sort of really weird noses. One normal nose. So let's go with the normal nose, I think. Let's go with that. The mouth, for whatever reason, I don't seem to be able to change. I don't know why that is. I've always been able to change them. Is there a reason why I can't change you? Hey? Is there something you're not telling me? No. Oh well, okay, fine. Portrait, let's have him... He's a noble, so let's have him looking... Let's have him a bit like that. Yeah, that's fine. No, I want to move him left a bit. There we go. And let's get a nice, decent background in there. Oh, that's getting there. Nice red one. You know, I had forgotten all about these. Oh, that's nice. I like that. We'll go with that. And expression. This is normal. Then this is me as I try to say lines. This right here is me during a stream. Starting off fairly confident, I know what I'm going to be able to do. And then all of a sudden descending into chaos and madness, and oh my word, I'm tongue-tied. Oh, that's a nice smirky one, isn't it? Let's go with that, just for the heck of it. Okay, so we are going to be playing a rogue, rather than a warrior. I do usually play warriors with Dragon Age. I have no idea why. I like tanking in Dragon Age. Although World of Warcraft I tend to play ranged DPS, so no idea what that's all about. So our dexterity's okay. Willpower... Now you see, this is where... What's lacking from modern games is manuals. You know, physical, paper manuals. When did they disappear? And I think... I could be wrong. I think Dragon Age was like my first... I think it was my first introduction to Steam. And it really kind of bugged me a bit. Yeah, we want dexterity up a bit more. So let's go with that. Yeah, it was my first introduction to Steam, and it really kind of bugged me that there was no manual, there's no there just wasn't enough information. You know, I had bought Neverwinter Nights 2 or a Legendary Edition or some special edition where it came with really thick, chunky books full of instructions and information about what we can do. We are going to go with coercion, and I'm going to try and max out these coercion as quickly as possible, just because of story elements. So there are various decisions I'm going to make which are going to seem really odd, but I want to get as much story options as possible. I want to show off the story of the game as much as anything else. Blue belt, we've got 2 points, haven't we? So I think we could probably dual weapon training. We are going to dual wield to start with. We don't get a bow for the first. We get a bow in the first level, but it's not particularly great. So let's go dual weapon and let's go dual weapon sweep. I think that's good. Yeah, the manuals sort of we didn't get them. We'll go with. Yeah, we'll go with normal for now. It's been a long time since I played the game. Yeah, it bugged me. There was no manual. And in manuals, you get all this information. It's like class benefits, for example. Nothing of that was there in that loading character creation screen even. However, the starting attribute bonuses that rogues get, +4 to dexterity, +2 to willpower, +4 to cunning.
For generations, your family, the Couslands, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance.
Yes, we're a very
I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
Oh,
True.
isn't that great?
But we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought all legions, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
Oh, right, okay, so we are our noble family. We are very, very good, very, very peaceful, which kind of, I feel, lends itself to a sort of, if we're doing the Mass Effect kind of thing, the Paragon path, you know, I think we do want to try and be as good as possible. So, pleased to see you. I think we'll go with Angie. We won't get
My
personal
daughter
too early.
Delilah asked after you. Perhaps
really?
I should bring her next time.
Oh, yes, I think you should.
Good. She's talked about you ever since she saw you at a fair in Denerim. I think you have an admirer, young man.
This is one thing
At
I
any
want to
rate, Pup,
rectify
I
as
summoned
quickly
you
as
for a
possible.
reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
Oh, leaving me in charge. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Let's see. No, I want to go into battle.
I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join
They
the
all
war.
want to protect us.
She'd kill
What's
me
that
if I
about,
let you
know?
go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me going.
Well, fine.
Now,
I
that's what
suppose.
I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes?
They'll play.
There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
Our first introduction to the Grey Warden.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Teryn Cousland.
Your
And
lordship,
yet he's looking at me
you
rather
didn't
than
mention
Teryn.
that a
makes
Grey
sense, doesn't
Warden
it?
would be present.
Always bugged
Duncan
me, that
arrived
does.
just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol.
See, I love
I
that. Those
am
of you who've played the game
at a
will kind of,
disadvantage.
you'll pick up on
We
that.
rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Yeah, I absolutely love that line of House. It's kind of throwing him a curveball which he wasn't expecting. Anybody who's played the game will understand. Heck, you're going to see it in a minute anyway. Howe is a bad guy. He is about to betray us. He is about to slaughter people. So, throwing in this big, badass Grey Warden, that's pretty much what's going. That gives a bit more weight to his line when you know what's coming, which is kind of a nice bit of writing there. Well, they defeated the Darkspawn long
Not
ago.
permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
Why not me?
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Yes, I am.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
Yeah.
I have
get them
not
out
so
the way
many
as quickly
children,
as
and I'll
possible.
gladly
Yeah,
see them all
Valhalla.
off to battle.
Valhalla.
Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Yes, please.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
And of course, anybody who's ever played an
Huh.
RPG ever
Can you ensure that
knows
Duncan's requests are seen to
we're
while
going to
I'm
be
gone?
joining the Grey Wardens fairly soon. Can I see to Duncan's request?
In the
Of course I
meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
can. Right. Okay. Well,
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson.
oh dear.
Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Introducing children, eh? That's never a good idea. Wondering whether we should have a chat to Duncan. I can't remember whether there's much codex information we can get by talking to Duncan. I don't think there is. I just want to do a quick scan because I do want to try and get as much of the codex information as I can. Oh, what's happening? No. A bit more zoomed out. There we go. I think there is actually much in the way of...
Greetings, my lord. You are the Teryn son, are you not?
Yes, I am.
I am a member of Alhal's personal guard. The rest of the Al's forces are expected tonight. I